Actually, this is perfect about crossing borders, which Maurice was talking about and Jose was talking about. I'm going to read from a book of poetry, my most recent book. I'm a journalist and a poet and a novelist. And I initially chose a piece from this book because it was the only one that had any sort of reference to Cuba, but really it's a reference to Miami. You'll understand when I get to it. But funnily enough, there's also a lot in this book about shamanism and traveling around the world searching for a place to be at home and being a storyteller. Because there is a saying that there are only two stories in the world. One is you leave your homeland, and the other is a stranger comes to town. And I often think I've left my homeland. I was lucky, I left it voluntarily. And I'm a stranger who has come to town. So I have both stories for you. I believe in luck. The pennies should be picked up, a hand of ace-eights be thrown aside, and sleeping dogs let lie. My neighbor is every old sound of the raven, trapped in the corner of his mind, his wings clipped. He spends too much time talking with the dead people, says the woman who lives up the street. She walks to church in the mornings. But don't we all feel like that sometimes? My neighbor's full 3-octave range, water falling through the syllables of common sense. My neighbor says, on Tuesday you start drinking again because you're thirsty. The room is parched from 12 dust-tasting nights. You feel like the creator, him or herself, sitting cross-legged on the carpet, listening to Copeland while you open a bottle of Spanish wine. In this borrowed house, you can find only a brandy snifter into which you pour the wine, willing the rain to begin. Can't you be an explorer in this small, clear routine, in your orange wraparound and your black French beret? Can you see anything? Wonderful things. You resist that everything goes persona, best of your showgirl options. You refuse to pick up that billiard cue and break. Off stage for more than a week, you cringe, longing so hard for exhilaration. Every muscle poised, you arch your back against that outstretched hand. Surely it's all possible within this flaneuring around. Walk out the door and you are anyone. The doctor, the dancer, the lawyer, the slut. You're listing against the wind. Your lover slams into an elevator, yelling sayonara, which you thought was Spanish, meant see you later. But in fact, it's Japanese. It means the same thing. Your bags are packed in the trunk, your latest half-ass car. It's a series of solo gigs you booked for yourself, so it's just you and the crazy people at the truck stop. Every single one of you believes the rain is your own responsibility. You can toss your beret in the air like Mary Tyler Moore. You'll get along just fine. You check into the next motel, no one to see or worry about, nothing on television, just a good old-style fish fry shack, little ways down the highway. And you dance your way through the slow festivals of the West. You put on your feathery costumes, and the rain might get country music lyrical if it would ever fall and wash the dust off your cowboy boots. In the morning, you'll remember calm, the motel room paid for, and you turn the ignition to unfurl like candy. You're traveling with too many costume changes. The next gig is 17 hours away. Maybe the show will sell out. Maybe you'll make some money this time. Maybe the rain will start. Maybe you're thin with triumph over all you've given up. Touring alone, all high kicks. Is music saintly? Are your feet keeping time? You wish you still smoked, you could exhale. Say, okay, this horse, baby, this one feels red hot, let's go. But a month later, you're much further south than you expected. You're ordering café con leche from a woman in a wheelchair who's laughing behind the cash register as she gives you a little green piece of cardboard, Café Habana in gold curlicues. You're determined to pour yourself into each moment, to stare out through the direct window at the dry highway, your hoop skirt and your tap shoes waiting in the trunk of your car. You're thinking you can stop here. It's all the same. It's all marvelous. You toss your coat in the booth. You say, yeah, whatever he's having. Whatever he's having. I'll have one of those.
Wow. Yeah.